ukuthi yazi kwabona ukuthi usakhuluma kahle bese inhliziyo iyashintsha yabo. Yeah, ngikhulu ngisupporta iChiefs noNkululeko used to watch recruitment yabo Dr. Khumalo yabo Skhukhune yabo the later bangilebiza abo Frank Makuwa
who asked you that question? Like why? Because they don't ask people those things. Especially my former players, they don't ask.
No,
them.
if
what happened?
Vele ngendaba angazi besikhuluma ngama
I have never been tempted to ask you that question. Siyazibonela nje ukuthi kune team enkulu egqoka gold and black oyithandayo.
Mina ngithanda ibhola manje ngoba you know when you grow masukhula you look at football in different ways and see ukuthi no man you know there's a difference between love and reality yabo. So ngabona ukuthi no man in reality I'm not supposed to be there yabo, but with love kulaphaya. So things ngokukhula kwami ngabona ukuthi no man, yes I used to love the Chiefs, but the way things are happening it's no more the very same team.
All right, we'll then get into the discussion, the proper discussion of course, about Samir Nurkovic. There was a rumor about him leaving Kaizer Chiefs, but of course we'll discuss that and so many other fixtures as well. Orlando Pirates is in the CAF Confederations Cup final. We'll talk about that as well, if they will qualify for the final now that they are in the semi-finals.
It's time to feel the quality, the control, the variety, to feel Africa. It's time to go premium free. 25 channels, everything from comedy, lifestyle, reality, sport, kids and blockbusters, with access to 200 more. Free forever. No cost, no subscription. Take the next step. Tune in and just watch. It's that easy. Start watching premium free today. Why pay? Just watch.
Massive 11, weekdays 6 to 7 p.m. and on Saturday 9 to 10 a.m.
Ya ngicabanga ukuthi mina umjita udlala ngama-fans. The moment ama-fans engekho akaperform. Kodwa ngoba sebuyile sezoqala perform. La umjita ya ne-correct umjita une-big heart yabo. La umjita udlala ngama-fans etedamini.
Nkululeko, my brother Junior Khanye Tso Ninjani. I still Nurkovic is a good forward. He has proven himself in the first season. He has scored 14 goals. So, but what happened in 2021 when we lost the league in the last day, I think that also killed his morale. And also when Enes got fired, remember Enes was his coach, so that also killed his morale. And also there was a lot of injuries. So, but I still think he's very, very good. He must be given a chance, and also must be played in the right positions than what they are doing now. Because Hunt, he failed to use him because he doesn't know where he belongs. So if by chance he leaves Chiefs, I think he must follow Ernest. He must go to.
Hi, this is Dr. Muruti,
a super producer from Pretoria.
You're listening to Massive Metro.
Alright, welcome back to Massive 11 and Massive Metro. My name is Nkululeko Nkewu. I'm with Tso Vilakazi, Junior Khanye, Offensive Player High, and Justice Shabalala. In no particular order, we are a team. We are Team Itiski TV on Massive Metro, an online radio station. You can go to MassivMetro.com. MassivMetro.com if you want to hear the full audio. Alternatively, you can go live on our YouTube channel, Itiski TV, and be able to listen to us there, and on Facebook as well. There you go then. Samir Nurkovic. Yesterday, much speculation about Samir Nurkovic joining Royal AM, but some strong journalists who did their work. So initially, Kickoff reported from sources that Nurkovic has joined Royal AM on a 2-year deal. We were waiting. No one really did any of that story. We had to wait and fold our arms as media, making some phone calls and so on. Umazola Mulefe made a couple of phone calls and they spoke to, I think, Kaizer Chiefs, and Kaizer Chiefs confirmed Uguti. As of now, the player is a Kaizer Chiefs player. Secondly, they are negotiating for him to stay at Kaizer Chiefs. The question we're asking then, Uguti, is he really worth all the fuss and the noise? Is he a good striker? Is he good enough to play for Kaizer Chiefs? Should we even be talking about this kind of a striker? Very quickly, before I take it to Junior, Nurkovic, as one of the guys was saying on the voice notes, thank you so much for those voice notes, by the way, was saying Nurkovic in his first 14 matches. So I compiled a stat yesterday. I went to go and look for his statistics and look for his numbers since he came to South Africa. In his first 25 games, he scored 14 goals. In the last 43 games, he has scored 7 goals. I'll repeat that. First 25 games, 14 goals. Not bad. So it means you score a goal and then you skip a match, you score another goal. That's what it means really on record. But in the last 43 matches, he scored 7 goals. Kushuguti uskora igoli elilodwa ngenyanga. If he plays for 2 years, he scores 1 goal every month. Junior Khanye, your thoughts on Samir Nurkovic, sir? Oh, sorry. Yes, sir. Mr. Treasy.
Justice Shabalala. Yeah, I bafethu amanis mamele na Fridays live. Massive Metro. Yeah, Nkululeko ivari la states aphazamisa ngihlala ngisho. I understand, take nothing away from him, the guy really, but the rest of the goals mina ngabonilo. No creativity behind those goals. Only goal that thing I born special ngai Polokwane City against Kaizer Chiefs first season yakhe. A striker out of 18. Oh yes,
out of 18.
That was the goal engambona ngalo. But if we quality anayo bekumele ube continuously. Liyangwenya beshama tipping crosses. He's got the problem now because he can't create space for himself. Static, very simple good bama Kenny Kaizer Chiefs. If Manga Bebeza Nepola is lacking first touch, technical is poor. So mina Nkululeko, truly speaking, go very is good by mark, and especially season against 2 yiga struggle next 3. Yabon? The reason is struggle season is 2 next 3. Static. Always receive ball face palake, always receive ball kunomuntu emva kwakhe. Ulibusela lalivela khona uralibamba funa creative foul. So angazwa afuna ukuheda everything melize ngecross kuye kuzayikore. Mina Nkululeko I not a good striker for international striker like my international melfana nabombe sume. I need your knowledge. Msone ambo knowledge. For me, if yes we understand if you're not scoring but create space for some other players. Give it defense low sleepless night yabona. Ba move. But now the guy ituless nge football. We need to be on mina according observation yam. Mini idea football there yikho kunamandla strength yes yabona ngale ngizomgaya it's got power height yes but technique awareness cleverness for me ayikho so for me ngiyezwa abantu bakhuluma first season uyamnika ngoba bebasamgeleza abantu ma crosses tap ins khona tap in wa Mr njoba ngisho nge tap in technical is poor une tap in wa Mr lining badlane vets last
under the bar actually he was there he was supposed just to tap it in.
Technique poor. So ngiyaxolisa mina Nkululeko akuliwa la. But we need to tell the truth. For me as a top striker, the way batahlale. Kaizer Chiefs if bafuna ukulungisa izinto they must let the player go. The way badlala ngakhona now banidi umuntu omover lapha front. They rather playing a false number 9 or badlalise yena uphaka ngaka. mangabe bafuna ukumkhipha ngoba iplayer like layenza well for them before and he's South African. So okanye bamkhiphe naye play these young kids. Okanye top striker bazam yabona uKemit mina njenga I did interview no David wethu la ku Disc Times.
Yeah.
He has asked me ukuthi Kaizer Chiefs solution mina bengisho namanje yabona if they can get to Khanye akadlala ku Sundowns le mali bafuna ukuyikhipha laba ngalabo linswala bombani can they go for Khanye le yangwenya mayingafika lapha kudlala boKigen not ukuthi fetching Sundowns yonke la ulandi quality ulandi Sundowns and then kube ne coach that will combine the combination. Khanye Rasmus is a proper striker for them. Yes,
all right. So Nurkovic
Mr. Nkewu le ngwenya le you're right. Sorry. Not in a bad way. When's the umsebenzi wakhe thanks from game personal when's the umsebenzi wakhe siyabonga.
Wenzile so.
Angithi ukorele 14 goals lesikhathi
first 25 matches.
Yeah, and then that's
last 43 matches 7 goals only.
Kulapho umsebenzi wakhe bokuqeda bekawuqeda lapho ngale 14 goals. Because after that sekuphelile. Nkululeko, one thing that I want South Africans and football supporters to understand is that when a new player comes to South Africa, akekho umuntu maziyo, akuna coach maziyo. You'll come, you'll shine. The following season, that's where you need to show when your personality as a player beside the coach. Ukubonisa ubuwena ukuthi yazini yes ngiyafika lana, this is my second season. Let me show them ukuthi I'm a good player. Beside ukuthi ngidlala nabo bani sarando bobani. Beka abembesuma benzini.
Shalulile na.
Aboshalulile. Shalulile uyayenza ma. So ku season esingaka lo ayenza manje. Abombosonda. So these are the things that showing it mina. When we go outside, guys, I'm pleading to all football people, my chairman, my agent, nana. If you want our football to grow, when you go outside and get a player that is better than what we've got.
Peprandowski.
Agahambi.
Peprandowski.
Ufana na Nkululeko. You cannot play 23 games to score 5 goals. It's impossible. You strike as a yeah, Nkululeko. You know, when we coach, we give our players your job, your primary job is to score. It's not about you chasing, push about. No. Your primary job is to score. So now we're adding to say if you can't score, you need to create.
All right, we'll continue this conversation about Samir Nurkovic. There's a lot of your voice notes as well because that's a topic of discussion for today. There's very someone mentioned something interesting about him being played out of position, whether or not that contributed to him not doing well enough. It's now 5 o'clock at 0645250513.
Yasha ingoma evuthayo basha abantu abaphakathi kwavusa isigubhu kwakhala isiphithiphithi MassivMetro sihamba phansi.
It's time to feel the quality, the control, the variety, to feel Africa. It's time to go premium free. 25 channels, everything from comedy, lifestyle, reality, sport, kids and blockbusters, with access to 200 more. Free forever. No cost, no subscription. Take the next step. Tune in and just watch. It's that easy. Start watching premium free today. Why pay? Just watch.
My name is Miriam Gomani and you are listening to Massive 11, the mecca of football lovers.
Akulona follows Lilian ziningi izinto alekha kuzona ngiyacabanga ukuthi into eyayenza ukuthi sibone sengathi useful ngalesi sikhathi ngesizini yokuqala ingoba kwakukhona umuntu onjengomazinyo so ibhola yamdlalisa lona nane ibhola eladlalwa eChiefs ngalesi sikhathi so babekwazi ukuthi yena bamdlalise bamenza adlala but umuntu uzobheka into eziningi lo mtshito lona akanayo ipace 2 futhi ama runs ayamshaya okunye okwesithathu onyaweni akekho Ntswebhu lo mtshito ushawa even first touch so lo mtshito ayiningi izinto alekha kuzona iscam nje lesiyana sayidasela iChiefs kuhamba isikhathi sa exposeka so njengamanje ngiyacabanga ukuthi nocabanga ukumthatha njengoba ngizothuma umkhize ngenze yamthatha cabanga ukuthi wenza iphutha elikhulu akulula ukuthi lo muntu lana usengabuya enze lento ayenza ngefomu yakhe yokuqala efika ku-Chiefs. So umxolisi lona la eDurban ngithi nje mina bafethu ilokho engishoyo.
Hi Nkululeko and Junior Khanye and your crew. The issue of Nurkovic. I think strikers or centre forwards are different, and in his own way, the caliber of a forward that he is good. Just not dynamic enough for the South African game, I feel like he doesn't suit well in what we expect of Kaizer Chiefs players. Not that he's bad, he's good, like your Giroud, but he's not explosive, he's not mobile, and sometimes he plays like he's a defender.
Shosho Nkululeko, my brother. Just to greet the guys in studio, Tso Vilakazi, ngibulise Junior Khanye, outseater se-Davidson naseVuta, ngibulise wena futhi Nkululeko. Ngibonge nje the opportunity just to send a voice note to you guys based on the topic Nurkovic. As a Kaizer Chiefs supporter, I feel maybe I think it was a right decision at the time because of not having a proper striker that fits into the a certain playing style that we wanted to have. As Zuyambona, he looks like he was a one-hit wonder. After the injuries, was never the same. The second season was tested in technique. In certain areas outside the box, he can't really use a different technique. Was a matipin, so he relies too much on matipins and head as a pair. So that poses a challenge. I mean, even no Pega Peter Shalule, Upege Samir Nurkovic. There's a lot of gray areas that you question with the if we can't use him, he can't be versatile, use him for different things. Because he doesn't even get assists. Njenga Castro. At least he can link up, but he doesn't have pace as well. The only thing anayo physique, uyakwazi ukushila ibhola, but
My name is Miriam Gomani, and you are listening to Massive 11, the mecca of football lovers.
24 minutes past the hour, 5 o'clock. My name is Nkululeko Nkewu. You're with Junior Khanye, Tso Vilakazi, Offensive Pile High, and Justice Chabalala. Collectively, we are Itisky TV on MassivMetro. Massive 11 is the name of the show between 5 and 6 every Friday. Thank you so much for being with us. Topic of discussion, Samir Nurkovic. We all thought he was really transferred from Chiefs to Royal AM. However, Kaizer Chiefs are saying, no, he's still our player and we're negotiating with him. That was reported earlier on this morning by Umazola Mulefe, a very respected journalist who said everything that we were led to believe by the kickoff article yesterday, hold your horses. It does not mean that he's not going to go there. It does not mean that there is no negotiation, because these people will tell you that the player will stay. Kandi, they're still negotiating, and as soon as the money is right, he will leave. So it doesn't mean that he's not going to leave. It doesn't mean that the people that were reporting it were lying. It was not a lie. Something is happening there. There's no smoke without fire. Samir Nurkovic, is he or is he not a good player? A couple of other things then, Junior, as I bring it back to you guys, couple of other things. Being played out of position, his ability tactically, his ability to link up with ama tactics, the technique yakhe, ukwazi ukwenza kwakhe. Is it good enough really? Is there any mitigating circumstance ukuthi no man beyangadlali ngoba someone even said beyangadlali kahle ngoba bekungenabalandeli, but I think quality is quality under any circumstance.
Khona ngwenye khona iqhafa ibhola leyaseka mara I'm not surprised. Yeah,
sure,
he's not versatile. He attacker from license to Gally can play anyway, if we can be honest. But him coming specific bam recommend ngokuthi he's a top striker. Top striker, uchecking day nguye. Yes, most to Shalulile and I can't play more midfield or wide or left and right, but une quality more than this guy, because one is dynamic, very explosive. Secondly, ungizwe kahle uShalulile, like it or not, in terms of technique, is far better than when. Yes, akanayo low quality, but Shalulile he hardly miss ama chances njengama tap in maliza ngepower.
Yeah,
he doesn't lean up. ibhola le on standing enye into akwazi ukuread ama-teammate wakhe. Ngiyakutshela noSamir Nurkovic ambona njani, if they can play him ku-Sundowns, he will never read i-strengths ama-teammate wakhe. He will be struggling against Sundowns players, with playing along with Sundowns players, because he can't read i-strengths ama-teammate wakhe. Na-Kaizer Chiefs, that's why he's failing. He can't create a space for himself, but uShalile uyakwazi ukwenza lokho. Explosive, can create a space for himself. And enye into wena ngayo wena Nkululeko lo mjita uSamir Nurkovic, it doesn't go up, instead it go down.
Yeah,
akakhuphuka yaphansi. He is becoming worse and worse. Akuna injury, akuna ma-fans. If he can't play without fans, la ngana pressure khona, he can't play with fans. Akuna quality lapha Nkululeko. Yabona lapha sibanje inkunzi, whoever wenze i-assessment da, he did it wrong mfethu, because truly speaking umise teamini especially manje uyavela beka hide ngoba bo NS bebalethe enhloko. It was sort of people say high, I'm a set piece, and then a strategy say coach, but I target man. We Kevin, be imsuta now. Uatamaga figure among a check, melee combine. He will never unless it management believe Valento be show Stuart or Bakoti Sali 14 goal.
It's strange as you talk about the 14 goals. It's strange because I think most of them he scored in a first round season 2020, because I remember you kept on saying the teams will learn. My teams as umfunda because they are playing ibola route 1, and you kept on saying that season 2020 ku second round bazobabamba because they're gonna learn how to put Iman marker next to him. Every time Uri Frosler is looking like he's gonna cross, ama defenders are dropper. So interestingly, I think, and I'm sure I'm right with this, even that 14 goals were of first round, so that the second round from game number 16 maybe we'll score 2, and that was the end of that.
Yeah, ngoba he can't create a space for himself. Iball is same way in anybody ball is ngicela ngitshela. He cannot take the ball in a post lamchita. Uyama balidlale ngoba ngale ya height bebamthola. Proper technique njengo lo mchita Frosler. Technical is very good. Bekakora ngayi. Assist bekuye. We understand, but second round ama team they were very clever. Good at taking ball, he will stay. I do foul umbeke manje ibhola mabalidlala emoyeni. Foul. Akala take ibhola. So Nkululeko, I'm very, very disappointed if Kaizer Chiefs it negotiate na lo mchita. Instead, they're going backwards. Basayenza lento bebayenza. They will never win anything. Ngoba mama renew, should he must play. Skhukhune a player that is international, is not South African now. How much is he earning? Ngali salary, how many young stars you can build? Abangakunika something. So I'm very disappointed ukuzwa nje le statement with Kaizer Chiefs are negotiating nalo muntu lo 14 goals. Beka coach ubani. How did he score those goals? Now lo muntu drop his mali ngale ndlela and negotiate naye. Very disappointed.
All right, so two things happened with this player Samir Nurkovic that are interesting. Number one, there was an offer. There was a possibility he was linked with Al Ahly at some point. Immediately after Opito Al Ahly, he was linked there, but that story died down. Secondly, bamlinka nama Arab Asia, and then that's one thing. Uglinkwa nokufuna ukuhamba. The second thing were a couple of injuries that he had. I think he had a couple of injuries in the past 12 months that affected him as well. Injuries, nokufuna ukuhamba, and not being allowed to go, or ungamukelwa offer. Has that contributed to him and his low productivity? Namagoli amancane ukuthi he does not want to be there. Therefore, this team doesn't want to accept those offers. Therefore, I'm not going to perform.
Nkululeko, there's one thing that I will say to all the players. Whether team yavuma or yala. But remember, at the end of the day, the decision comes back to you. Because if you're not going to perform, then you're not going to get anything. So you're into that players they need to look at, because if Nurkovic ubenalento lengqondweni yakhe ukuthi no bengifuna ukuhamba iChiefs yalile nana, so I'm not going to perform. But remember, when you're not performing, your value is going down. If you look mayehla laphana, you always kufanele uthengiswe lapho uthengiswa ngamalini. Bemele uthengiswe nga 5.5 sekuthengisa 3.5. So yabona ukuthi vele yakhe ihle kanjalo, because now you're not playing. And when you're not playing, it means even if we buy you, you're not going to give us anything because you're not playing. So, but why should we have to spend money to buy this guy? Because this guy is not playing in his team. Even when he plays in his team, he's not working hard. It doesn't show Ogut is a team player. So, that's one thing that players they need to with my parent. Nurkovic, thank you very much. Shayile I want special now. Ngizoba more critical kakhulu because now Chiefs they need to be in transition. So when they need to be in transition, players like Abo Pepra, the player Mukambu, they need to leave the team. We can't have players like that are not adding a value in the team, especially when you're gonna have a foreigner that's not gonna add a value in the team. Why do we keep him? Mm-hmm. So in this transition, ends why we choose man. Players like that, they need to go and create space.
All right, perhaps in wrapping up this conversation, Junior Nurkovic, of course, we'll play more of your voice notes. And thank you so much to everyone who's sending us those voice notes. We need to keep it moving, obviously, and talk about the fixtures. But in wrapping up, Samir Nurkovic, Mamkize utenge or usaine ngoJanuary MassivMetro from Sundowns. Let's just say there is something to this rumor yokuthi Nurkovic to Royal AM. I was thinking about this last night to go to Royal AM because I was seeing people saying it's impressive, Mamkize, Ziakala, la 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 la. But I was like, is that really good? You sign players that gave, because MassivMetro is an incredible player, but he gave his best years to Sundowns. Magafiego Royal AM, 36, 37, maybe he has one season or two in him, but he gave his best years to Sundowns. Nurkovic kuyabonakala ukuthi he's no longer at his best with Chiefs. Manje potentially could move to Royal AM. Do you think those are good acquisition? Kubonakala bu serious ku Royal AM.
As a business person, I think umuntu ofuna ukuthatha credit nyamhlonipha mama. He's doing well for Ingosaki ngikhuluma ngama team. Those boys abajita balapha team in the way he's paying them, the way abaphatha ngakhona. Yeah. Credit nokuthi akasabaniki directly, but yes, unika abantu sort of players that they were best and then rotten off. A second chance ngayibeka kanjalo ubaniki ithuba, but Lex good signing. I'm not too sure as a business person he want to grow. Ivar, it's because of business he want to take this thing. We as Royal MC corner, we give people players a chance because Masiba never. If we John Matuka lo mina ngimbonile ngephilosophy yakhe. I don't think it's him who want the player, and I don't think he can use him mangabe when the proper assessment the team uzoclick ada ngeke mhlambe lento ukuthi ulitswalo if he swipe go to Chiefs maybe ngamspot i-team yabo the way fluid ngakhona you don't need him unondumiso mapena a very experienced player moving still namanje
Maqhubu is scoring as well
Maqhubu, so why do you need him? You ngibuza ukuthi you need him ukuthi value club ubonisa ukuthi we give players thina we can pound to pound we can compete.
I think ikhona element enjalo yokuthi nathi siyakwazi attract abona semen.
We understand. You want to attract sponsors as well because of Nurkovic, he's got personal sponsors, he's played for Chiefs, profile likhulile. Mawumletha uza ne crowd yakhe. Abo mama check bajoinile ngara. We understand any vibe le uyibheka ngendlela eningi as a business person, but football wise singabe sicamba manga masingothi they trying to bring him ku value ngoba Nkululeko loyamuntu loya kule team bopotsane bona bomahlasela khona maqophu nje bangishilo manje lo mchita mabangamkhipha bamenze negotiate yena ulitswala doing well for them. So I don't understand why bringing Nurkovic uzwenzani lapha ezusho not ukuthi akekho at his best anymore. He's never been at his best, that guy bebar la kuye. And I'm told because he's using the guy is very proper. Technique is something else in Kulmango Frostla, but he's struggling going forward. So I get a condition ukuthi yena kabuyela bheke ladlini. Yabona la South Africa, I'm sorry kusho kanje mina. No on a serious note, yabo. South Africa if we really want to grow. Yabona masifuna ukukhulisa ibhola sekeleni Chiefs manje in Paris. If you want to grow the football in South Africa, the guy can leave their salary by separate, restructure development, or by negotiate with 3 strikers of South Africa young, age 25.
All right. Before we go to the voice notes, so let's wrap it up then. What is the best thing for him to do? What's the best move for Nurkovic? Do you think he will be a perfect fit to Royal AM, or should he go to another club?
No,
someone was actually saying on the voice note, was saying what he allocated Middendorp because he knows his best.
Middendorp. Yeah, I'm coming ngamsiza. Yeah. Coming ngamsiza ngoba vele ulomuntu asemoyeni vele uMiddendorp funa lela peside liphakame koro ngekhanda. But to be really honest Nkululeko, let's just be honest sometimes, but we be brutally honest. We don't need players like Nkululeko like South Africa. They are not growing our football. They're not at all. We're not learning anything from them. You know, we need somebody that will come in here and add the value in our football. So if he's not adding the value in our football, he must go back home. We don't need players like Nkululeko. That's why you see Ilike to struggle again. It's because of we get players from outside that are average. We've got those players la in South Africa la ngaya nalapha mahlobo ngaya lapha eDavidton. We'll get those players. Go to Africa, we can get those players. But we go outside, ufuna no player le figure like even average. Then we need to select bafana. Then we don't have players. We ask ourselves ukuthi kanti kwenzakalani. It's because of your knowledge of getting average players.
Okay, incidentally or interestingly, there was a cry when he was scoring 14 goals. There was a push and pressure that he needs to be converted to be a South African and play for Bafana Bafana. Yeah, what a difference a day makes. Let's take a quick break. Then on the other side of the break, we'll look at the fixtures and so many more things as well. But we'll hear from you via the voice notes first.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is your girl Muzi, and you're tuned into Massive Metro.
Hi, this is Dr. Muruti,
a super producer from Pretoria.
You're listening to Massive Metro.
Hey, Nkululeko, my brother, kunjani? Yeah, for me now, Samir Nurkovic has been really good. What you pega, link up player, aerially unamandla, and is not a bad finisher. So for me now, he has lived up to the hype.
Tibulisa Matreko, studio, but in my view, Nurkovic did what he needed to do. Was it sufficient? Yes, because whether we like the football that Kaizer Chiefs was playing last season, at the end of the day, he had a good return. And I could argue that he deserved football of the season without Tembazwane when he initially came. Is he worth what what the newspapers claim?
Yeah, Samir is a good striker. He provided a lot of goals at Kaizer Chiefs in his first season. I think he will do that. He will do the same at Royal AM. And the boy is very intelligent, sometimes very slow, but I think he will boost up his confidence.
Sharp Junior, sharp now Nkululeko, my brother. Yeah, Nurkovic, for me, he is a top striker, but he was just unfortunate after his first good season. Second season he was injured, and also he changed the coach, and now also in his third season he had to adapt into the new coach. So yeah, and I don't think also he Lantuza philosophy coach Baxter suited his style of play, so that is why he didn't perform very well. But I still believe in him. Thank you.
Deski TV Massive Metro Female Hope Nikrend. Nurkovic first season he did very well in terms of goals and everything. League, if we're being honest. Then from then on it was downhill, unfortunately. Especially when you play for Chiefs, Pirates, teams plan for you, and including Sundowns. But if it's with small teams or teams with less respect, because I'm playing nearly that much, but attack, so it might open up for him. So it might be a good move.
Skip up on my word, it's your leading player, I am the MVP, and you are listening to Massive Metro. More lifey.
My name is Miriam Gamani, and you are listening to Massive 11, the mecca of football lovers.
All right, welcome back to Massive 11 on Massive Metro. Thank you very much for those voice notes, 064-525-0513. Of course, we don't begrudge each other if the voice note is not being played, because there's only a limited amount of time that we are doing the show. Thank you for your participation. We have around 700 people, or around 800 people that were watching us on Facebook last time I checked, and quite a few hundred people as well that were listening to us on Itiski TV. If you're listening and watching wherever you are in the country, we say thank you so much. We really appreciate you. A very interesting weekend in football. The CAF Champions League with that Casablanca taking on Pedro Atletico at 9 p.m. tonight. We have all but finished the game. game because they won the first leg away from home 3-1. Kuyabonakala ukuthi ke iWydad Casablanca ingadlala ne Al Ahly in the final of the CAF Champions League because tomorrow Intan Satif is at home. They're playing against Al Ahly. Al Ahly are leading already by 4-0. So Wydad Casablanca, Al Ahly in the final, not for the first time. I think they played each other either in 2018 or 2017. So it won't be for the first time. And that's why there's so much noise happening in North Africa because the host for the final of the CAF Champions League will be Morocco. Umangabi with that yawina namhlanje ngo 9 p.m. Kusho ukuthi there will be the home team and there's only one leg final. There will be the home team hosting Al Ahly. So Al Ahly is going to court in Switzerland to stop that from happening. Usually with UEFA Champions League, now with Europa League, they decide the host of the final before a season is qala. Unfortunately, Africa, it's not the same thing. They just decided in this week ukuthi Senegal befuna host the final ne Morocco. Senegal yathi no, we don't want it anymore, and then they announced in Morocco at the beginning of this week. That's why Al Ahly is going to court because in Morocco, Wydad Casablanca will have an unfair advantage in that final. And in African football, the crowd plays a huge role. And then, of course, on Sunday, Orlando Pirates are taking on Al Ahly Tripoli in the CAF Confederations Cup at 6 p.m. We'll be bringing you that game, of course, with Junior Khanye, Tukutuku Khanye, and Tso Vilakazi as well. Let's get there, gentlemen. So you watched them 2-0. In that encounter, Orlando Pirates and Al Ahly Tripoli, you were not impressed by Orlando Pirates' performance, but they won and they were away. Now, Junior, you said you had an opportunity to watch that game again. What is the feeling now? So let me start with you about this game. Can Orlando Pirates lose this advantage on Sunday?
Mr. Nkewu, I don't see Pirates dlwela ngabantu laba, but I'm worried when Nkululeko when labantu ngibabonile the way bangakhona and then Pirates can't hit them 5 or 6. So I get worried because Nkululeko, you know, as a striker, mawubona abantu labantu ngabantu abamnandanga kahle, will bashaya kakhulu. That's where ugain confidence yakho khona. Kulabo uvuke ngabo laba bantu laba. So ngohloko uvuka ngabantu laba abaso, and again igame is open ngenye indlela. Kuleko, we saw the game, these guys are bekomnandi. My question was, can Pirates show them ukuthi azin anekomnandi in this angle and that angle? That's why we hit to 5 or 6. You know, I always say, go back to that coach where you with that Casablanca, yes. Low over team. In 5 minutes, I saw how Chiefs played, and immediately I responded to that. So you are getting me now. When you see meaning for coaches it's very easy, and football about because I get about analysis. So mabana analysis when we can see Lendo Letina la screening.
Yes, so as we are saying this, I remember what is Klabena even good video.
Yeah.
Look, I hear what you're saying and I appreciate it because Nama was shocked to they were so poor quality with the final level.
Yes.
Mara, I do not think that those guys are gonna transform. Like they will not all of a sudden be a good team in 1 week. Mabaza South Africa, they could beat the Pirates. I know Pirates should have won more. I think we agree on that.
Yes.
Pirates should have won more.
Yes.
But I also think we agree with Al Ahly Tripoli is not a good team.
No.
They are not good enough.
No.
So even if Pirates didn't expose them too much, 2-0, but they're not going to lose that game. I don't see them overturning a deficit at 2-0 because they're not going to all of a sudden become a strong team.
Yeah, Bona they're not that strong team really ingaphazamisa Pirates, but you know, football is something else. You know, what happened in Petro against Sundowns, we were shocked, all of us.
But there was no first leg. First leg inequality. It's not like we saw equality at Petro, and we thought I think there is something there. And the Sundowns, they were too lenient. See, Bono go first leg. That's why Junior Khanye was saying after the first leg, said it's over.
Yeah.
And people were not happy, but they said it's over because they saw the quality. Petro against the Sundowns, they were so good. But see, Bonnie Al Ahly Tripoli, so they're not gonna be better.
No. I'm just putting it in that sense. You remember before the first leg, we see right off.
Because we didn't see them.
Yes.
We didn't see them.
So why I'm saying this is, I saw the tall guy, Uguti, Maguzama cross ball was giving defensive Pirates a problem.
Did he had the ball so that it is saved by goalkeeper?
No.
Yeah,
So,
just get into
Yeah, so just to summarize the team, Pirates korang mistake with their team. They never created chances, but they score a mistake with their team. We need to be honest. They use the speed same. The same, similar. But the team against Orlando Pirates, they played home. You can't tell the identity how they play. Baleki quality, they are very physical, but they static as well. About department, so I don't see that team beating Orlando Pirates even die Orlando Pirates are seconding ibonile now. Njoba they never created chances. Ubone mhlambe ba breaker team. And then babe behind that team, but be 1v1. Bekuba a mistake while that team and then punish. But now, playing home in front of their crowd, the Pirates, obviously individual brilliance in terms of security pola kuzoba khona, not maybe that fluid. Mara kushukuthi ungizwe Nkululeko. That team, I don't think they will respond. Ngukutshela ngithi technical team yabo could tell. The way they are approaching a game, tactical, they are poor Nkululeko. They get lost at the back. Last week Pirates, if they were clever, khona ama-midfielder akwazi ukuba keeper bebangabakhipha ama-offside igcine kuba 1v1, but because upepra was very static, laba bantu laba they raise isandla without knowing ukuthi bame-straight line. I could tell last week the straight line omunye uphakama isandla omunye uyalandela, so it tells ngelevel yabo ukuthi quality ayikho la Nkululeko. Even coaching staff, I'm very disappointed. Yes, Pirates, we need to be honest, ayikho kule level. Standard of football mina ngisquestionile. Ngibukelele game ngi-repeat.
Yeah, for a semi-final.
We need to be honest. Ngisquestionile mina Nkululeko standard of football. If I check Pirates now the way idlale ngakhona, not that wow, but they punished. And you can tell ukuthi ne-individual brilliance compared to the team. Ngoba kunama-play Pirates wabona la ukuthi Steve Premiership yanokhameka, but last week they rise. Yabo phamise isandla individual, not as a team. So truly speak, yena uPepra loyo wathola ama-opportunity. Bekakhona ukuthi amove kuleya team. Mangabe kumove uPepra kuleya defense, here in South Africa, both two side crowd, that team is totally not structured. Their team, I don't see that team beating Pirates. If Pirates will win the game 3 in a game, honestly, Nkululeko they win.
Alright, so your prediction?
Yeah, no, esimnyama ngenkani kunjalo zukebhulile umuzi amasipala lengaphandle. Sizibuya la ekhaya, so la ekhaya bazo level up, but they just need to aphakamisa amasukisi
level in South Africa, people in Africa.
I
was shocked.
And it happens ukuthi I've met one of the players by Pirates, and then I ask him, and then but boy, why do you leave these people in babona ukuthi bavulekile wani ngashayanga? Ate Khotman yazi besithi sizama ukuhlanganisa bekwala, but it's football. No, Nkululeko Pirates they'll go to the final.
Artificial turf. African football.
It was artificial.
After 80 minutes.
Bazamile ukuthi yabona when you play away, you will get mina if they can score, then it's good enough. Yabo before a game ngibona, but ngithema sengibona ukuthi badlala abantu abanjani. I demanded more because I can see ukuthi no man, the Pirates they are better than this team. Yabo, but yeah. You win as finally.
All right, 10 minutes before the end of the show, let's take a breather, listen to some of your voice notes. Of course, appreciating your input on the show. After that, we'll wrap it up with Skhukhune versus Kaizer Chiefs, Mamelodi Sundowns versus Stellenbosch, and we'll take you through some of the fixtures as well tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Lucky Pindamza Lekwati, the former Orlando Pirate captain. You are listening to Massive 11, the mecca of football lovers.
Yeah, Samir is a good striker. He provided a lot of goals at Kaizer Chiefs in his first season. I think he will do that. He will do the same at Royal AM. And the boy is very intelligent, sometimes very slow, but I think he will boost up his confidence.
Sharp Junior, sharp now Nkululeko, my brother. Yeah, Nurkovic. For me, he is a top striker, but he was just unfortunate after his first good season. Second season he was injured, and also he changed the coach. And now also in his third season he had to adapt into the new coach. So yeah, and I don't think also Ilantuza, philosophy coach Baxter suited his style of play. So that is why he didn't perform very well. But I still believe in him. Thank you.
Teski TV, Massive Metro Female, Hope Nikren. Nurkovic, first season, he did very well in terms of goals and everything. Tushabaniga in the league, if we're being honest. Then from then on, it was downhill, unfortunately. Gula vele sebakufika rekhona, especially when you play for Chiefs, Pirates, teams plan for you, and including Sundowns. But if it's like small teams or teams with less respect, kuba ngcono because abanpleneli that much bafuna uku-attack, so it might open up for him. So it might be a good move.
Nkululeko my brother kunjani? Ngibingelele nama-Rockman studio. Ngithetha kumbuto namuhla ukuthi Nurkovic nje has lived up to his expectations. Mina ngiyala Nkululeko my brother. Nurkovic hayi ngiyala mina sirotshiwe siyi-country lapha. Le ayi-daylight robbery sirotshiwe siyi-country. Lo muntu lwayona lesuke liyasitshela basitshela ukuthi mina toyenda la akakayendi. Lapha sirotshiwe siyi-country. Lo muntu uyawudlala 5 against his own team. Ibhola mayifika kuye iplay iyema. Hayi sirotshiwe siyi-country. Nurkovic watufanele kwamephepha siyarotshwa siyi-country nje.
Massive 11, weekdays 6 to 7 p.m. and on Saturday 9 to 10 a.m.
All right, welcome back to Massive 11 and MassivMetro. 7 minutes before top of the hour. 6 p.m. is always an indication that we get out of radio and move on. Tomorrow you'll find us talking on YouTube, doing Kaizer Chiefs, Skhukhune and Mamelodi Sundowns versus Stellenbosch on Sunday. It's Orlando Pirates versus Al Ahly Tripoli. Let me give you then the fixtures throughout or across the league tomorrow. Remember, the second last games of the season are always played at the same time, and the last games as well at the same time. So Baroka Supersport United, Cape Town City Amazulu, Golden Arrows Royal AM, Mamelodi Sundowns Stellenbosch, Pirates and Maritzburg postponed because Pirates is in Africa, Skhukhune and Kaizer Chiefs, Swallows Chippa United, TS Galaxy, Marumo Gallants. Interestingly, at the bottom of the table, the picture looks like this. Baroka at 28, the last team, number 16, 28 matches, 22 points. Swallows, number 15, 28 matches, 24 points. TS Galaxy, number 14, 28 matches, 26 points. Who looks safe? Maybe Chippa United looks safe, but not mathematically. Maritzburg United look a little bit safe, but not mathematically. Number 16 is relegated straight. Number 15 plays a playoff, and there will be a playoff draw very soon. I saw something that was sent to us as members of the media from the Premier Soccer League that there will be a playoff draw. The playoff are 2 teams. Number 2 and number 3 with the Africa Championship plays number 15 with DStv Premiership. They play 3 matches each or 4 matches each. Whoever has the most points after 4 matches is the winner of that little league. Junior Khanye, Tso Vilakazi, our guest. We are wrapping up the show now. Skhukhune, Kaizer Chiefs. So let me start with you.
Mr. Nkewu.
Mr. Tso.
Yeah. Clapping cool.
Which one? Skhukhune, the Ellisburg, clapping cool. They play at the big stadium.
Amagama makhulu. I think beke kanjalo amagama makhulu ama-club. Mara hey, Nkululeko abasibonisi njengamagama wabo in the field of play, and you get disappointed.
Tomorrow Skhukhune Kaizer Chiefs.
Yeah, no. Nkululeko, if it's not a draw, Chiefs will win. Alento yabo le abahlali bawina ngayo ngayazi ukuthi yini. But to be honest, they don't look like Chiefs ababona kanje abantu ngathi you can see they will win.
All right. Interestingly, before I go to Junior, in the first round between Skhukhune and Kaizer Chiefs, the Kaizer Chiefs, they were asked to play a game which they were fixtured against the Golden Arrows. They decided not to play because of COVID. They were asked to play a game against the Cape Town City. They decided not to play because of COVID. One of the first few matches that they played after the whole debacle was Skhukhune. So straight from COVID, without having played for 2 weeks, unlike the other teams, Kaizer Chiefs yabuya yashaya Skhukhune ngo 2-0. That's the only match that has ever been played between these two teams. 2-0 Kaizer Chiefs in December against Skhukhune. Njabulo Ngcobo scoring, yes, and Patu Chezonange scoring. Junior Khanye, Skhukhune Kaizer Chiefs.
Yeah, mina compare Chiefs the ngibona idlala ne Sundowns much better. Chiefs, we need to be honest. Though ba kusesena this thing, you can tell kune changing room problem lapha kule club. Inkulu inkinga team, but complimenting game Sundowns, the way ba responding a call they should have won. Yes, akure reach actually penalty noma ngiyiquestiona. Sure. They were better, but the question yami ukuthi consistency soba khona na. Skhukhune they brought on Takama. I remember ngisendile message angikhulunta kanti in 2 weeks uyalapha yabo.
I remember he showed me that message.
Yeah. So, but for me, and I don't think kuna ma changes about Enzile. The team looked the same. But sign individual experienced players that they good. Even Rasuke, Shonga, or Justice Shabalala, but they don't know how to make use of those players. Abakwazi basebenzisa. Owen, I'm sure kusasa uzofuna defend against Kaizer Chiefs. So uzofuna ukubamba draw. Usipana ngespeed kule fika, I'm sure njengoba dlala Kaizer Chiefs they will be fitter. So mina just to summarize, Ellis Park mina Nkululeko ngabi convinced ngeKaizer Chiefs. Though Skhukhune nasangiko convinced, but it's a first win for Owen or a draw for Kaizer Chiefs.
All right, I don't see Skhukhune winning that game. I am trying to persuade myself. I don't know how. But of course, strange things happen in football. Very quickly, then we have 60 seconds left. Sundowns, Stellenbosch, Tso.
Yeah, a tough one, Nkululeko, for Sundowns. Sazobona laphana abo tipruza laphana bagijima laphana abo mediator bahlokoloza. And I like the approach. You know, the last time I was watching Stellenbosch, I was very impressed with the way Uchudas abedlala ngakhona and the runs ebeyenza.
I think it was the game against Chiefs, no?
Yeah, I think it was against Chiefs.
Yeah.
Wow, Nkululeko. You know, and wow, if they can come like that against Sundowns, then Sundowns, they have to work. But yeah, Sundowns is Sundowns. You know, pound to pound individually, they've got good players. You know, they believe in themselves, and you know, they play as a team. Individual brilliance, anyone can make a difference at any given time.
So you're picking Sundowns?
Sundowns, yeah.
Mr. Khanye, very quickly, briefly, your pick.
This best front three is Stellenbosch. They don't concede much. You understand? Nkhuluma ukuthi Prince Timba nalomchita lo umendieta. But Timba ngimbonile ungamdlalisa amazing player.
I have actually a strong suspicion ukuthi either he left or he's about to leave. He hasn't been.
Ilimazile club. That's why consistent. But trope kangaka now number 2 bezomlwela. But playing against a very fluid team, very professional.
Yeah.
They don't look like they won the league already.
You have an old school ringtone and so.
Yeah. So mina just we summarize.
Yeah, just give him a moment.
Yeah, just
give him a moment. Don't worry. Just give Tso a moment. You good?
I'm good.
Okay. Yeah, you can summarize it.
Oh yeah.
So
you understand, yeah.
Yeah, I would think by is coming. I'm just looking actually as I'm touching my phone. In the last game, it was Duprino Mendieta up front. Bane South American Ababiza Ortiz. I've seen him a couple of times. Juan Ortiz, but he hasn't been scoring much. Udingba was coming from the bench as well.
Oh, I see.
Just your summary of your thoughts there on the game.
Sundowns will win. Very professional. Mm-hmm. They don't look like they've repped the league, but very professional. They will want to break their record already. The way they approach our game, they've not been losing since the day they confirmed with the league they won. But they always approaching the game the same. So Sundowns will win the game, Bram. So the quality is too much. No man in the best front three is Stellenbosch.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will find us on YouTube. It is KTV. every weekend. Whenever there's a game, you'll find us there. Tomorrow, Kaizer Chiefs Skhukhune, Orlando Pirates on Sunday against Al Ahly Tripoli, Mamelodi Sundowns versus Stellenbosch as well. Thank you very much for listening to us. Thank you very much for watching us. Enjoy the weekend. Thank you so much for your presence.
Hey, this is Renelwe Yelu Tulonyani, and you're listening to Massive 11, the mecca of football lovers.